Free agency frenzy day 2. The Bills got active. The Raiders are ready to win the Super Bowl. Philadelphia Eagles want to win the NFC East. Folks, there's so much going on in the NFL. I swear, this has got to be one of my favorite times of the year because all the craziness happens in the NFL around this time. And then we have the draft to hit up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rico Report. It's the Buffalo Fanatics. Let's get this thing cracking. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of the Rico Report, brought to you by the Buffalo Fanatics. Welcome back. How are you guys doing on this fine Tuesday evening? Folks, the Bills have definitely changed. They ain't the same old Bills. We got things that we've got to replenish. We've got things we've got to replace. We've got positions that we've got to boost up. But before we get into that, we've lost quite a few players. We have lost quite a few players. Shout out to my guy Z-Bot that came through and handled day 1 of free agency. He was on it. He was talking about things were breaking down as he went. And hopefully there's some things that happen for me as I do this stream. But a lot of the dominoes have fallen. And we all know Brandon Beane, at least last year and this year, he's not going to be a major player in the first few days of free agency. When I say major player, I'm talking about like now he's going to start doing his thing. He can't. He is what we call broke. He is cash strapped. So he's got to let things play out the way they are. Now, if you really look at this roster and you really look at what these Bills, how these Bills have been constructed, look at the offense. Where is it that we have such a glaring need? The receiver position. That's it. We got ourselves a franchise quarterback. We have an O-line. We had to make some moves and move on from Mitch Morse and move on from depth player Ryan Bates. We get that part. But Brandon Beane is not playing checkers. He's playing chess, right? He already had that move already ahead of the game. When he signed Connor McGovern, he knew Connor McGovern had some versatility to his game. And while we sat there and thought, hey, we got ourselves a left guard. Here we go. Meanwhile, Beane was like, no, I got one more year with Mitch Morse. I know I got to say $8 million. I know just a couple years ago, I had to make this brother take a pay cut. Even then, we were talking about, maybe Mitch Morse is going to have to go. We just prolonged it. So Brandon Beane was already ahead of the game. So he said, you know what? Let me bring on my man, Connor McGovern. We're going to make him take over the center position. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Then we find David Andrews sitting in the bargain bin as a bona fide starter. He was a starter. We get starter material just sitting there. Brandon Beane is like, welcome to the Bills. So what a smooth transition we've made on the offensive line. Now, will it translate? That's a whole other ball game. But listen, neither here nor there. Here's what we need to understand. O-line intact. We just re-signed and gave a big-time contract extension to our guy Dion Dawkins. Had all of Buffalo losing their shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my God. Why did we move on from Dion? How could you? Dion just wanted a little love, man. He just wanted to feel a little love. So he just wanted a little bit of chaos. Shout out to my girl Trish. Trish was all about that. He just wanted a little bit of chaos amongst Bills Mafia. And then things calmed down, as they should, and we're back to it. So we've got our left tackle for a few more years, several more years, to go alongside protecting Josh Allen. He's been the only left tackle Josh Allen has ever had. How crazy is that? Think about that for a minute. Josh Allen came into the league, and that's been covering his butt since day one. So big shout out to Dion Dawkins. Now you have David Andrews taking over left guard, Connor McGovern at center. And then we got Cybo going to the year 2, and then Spencer Brown, which had a tremendous end of the year. Bro, we're good at the O-line. Bring in a couple depth pieces, and we straight. Running back, James Cook holding it down. We can bring in Ty Johnson. We can bring in Zeke Elliott. There's so many options. We can bring in A.J. Dillon. Those are my 2 top picks right now. My top 3. Bring back Ty Johnson. If we don't bring back Ty Johnson, which he gives us special teams ability, so you want that. But if we don't decide to go that way, we want to bring in some ground and pound type of backs that we want. I mean, we tried that with Leonard Fournette. Didn't quite work out. Bring on A.J. Dillon. 6 feet, 240, 245, is a north-south runner down. I wanted him in 2020. That's the running back that I wanted in 2020, but we went the Zach Moss route. And Zach Moss has found a home in Cincinnati. Bro, my favorite time of the year, I'll tell you right now. But A.J. Dillon, I like A.J. Give me some A.J. And if we don't get A.J., give me Zeke Elliott in Buffalo. Dude had over 600 yards last year running for the Patriots. And that Patriots was a sorry-ass team. So you bring him to Bills Mafia. You bring him to the Buffalo Bills. Now you got yourself a 1-2 punch. One of my Zeke Elliott or A.J. Dillon. Or you can go with Ty Johnson and bring him back. Catch out of the backfield. And away we go. And by the way, you know what's even better? We got a new member of the Bing Squad, Ted Murphy. Hey-oh! Bing, biggity, bing. Shout out to my guy, Ted Murphy, showing up. We got to give you some love. That's how we got to do it. By the way, I'm allowed to make a little noise in the house right now because I got a little more energy. First of all, the kids are on what we call March break. I don't know what you Americans call it, but we got March break. So this is the week that these guys, I think you guys call it spring break. I don't know if you guys call it that, but we got March break. So your boy took the week off. I told my wife I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have taken the week off. I should have took it the week after. So they're going back to school and I can have a week to chill out. But hey, I mean, I had to be the family man. They wanted to hang out and all that stuff. So, by the way, they're at their friend's house. So I get to be loud and in charge and do what I got to do. So let's keep rolling. So let's talk about what these Bills are going to do, because we got to track the whole league. We're going to track the whole league because, the Houston Texans, bro, the Houston Texans are going to be a problem. They're going to be a problem. But we'll get into that. We'll get into that in just a moment. But listen, let's talk about these Bills, though. All right. So where are we lacking on the offense side of the ball? Are we lacking? Not really. O-line straight, quarterback straight, running back straight. The only thing that we have to focus on and really replenish is the receiver room. The tight end room is legit. Quentin Morris is back. Dawson Knox took a pay cut. We called it. We talked about this, folks. That $14 million was looking at Brandon Beane like just too much. I'm making cuts left, right. And Dawson Knox is kind of looking away so nobody can pay attention to him. I hope Brandon Beane's not looking at me. I'm just going to take a quick peek to see if he's looking at me. Brandon Beane's like, bruh, I've been looking at you the whole time, bruh. Give me that paycheck. We're about to split that shit in half. But not my $14 million. Oh, yeah, we're going to cut that. Now, the only thing they haven't done is they haven't told us how much they're cutting it by. I mean, I would assume they cut that thing by over 50%. I'm talking about like you go, I say 6 mil, 7 mil. Maybe they let him keep a little bit more. They take 6 mil from him. I don't know. But he ain't making 14. That's for damn sure. That is for damn sure. Now, by the way, shout out to everybody tuned in right now. We got over 1,100 people watching the show on a Tuesday evening. What's going on? Why is there so many people watching today? Oh, I know. It's free agency. We know what time it is. All right. So offensive side of the ball, we already know what time it is. So here's the deal. Receiver room is where we have to hit. Now, I was talking to my man, Bobby and Pierre, and we were, we chatting in the group chat and all that good stuff. And we're like, yo, if we bring in a receiver, what receivers do you like that really stand out in free agency that you're like, yeah, we could bring that guy in? Forget about T. Higgins. I don't think the Bills are going to make a move for T. Higgins. And if we do, it will be a shocker. But we're not making a move for T. Higgins. All right? So let's move on from that. Available receivers. Are you in on OBJ? If we go OBJ, I'm cool with that. I got no problems with that. Calvin Ridley's going to be looking for about between 13 to $15 million. I don't know if we really get that. I mean, if we really wanted to give that type of money to someone, we would have gave the Gabe Davis, right? We would have said, Gabe, come on back, and we'll give you the money that you want. Heck no. So Calvin Ridley, out. I can't see the Bills going for Calvin Ridley. It's not happening. All right? So KJ Osborne's out there. DJ Chark was a name that I mentioned to the boys. I was like, yeah, man, if we're going to do something, 6'3", 205, 210, DJ Chark hasn't quite found a home. He went to the Panthers last year to kind of give help to Bryce Young, but Bryce Young just has not developed enough. Bring him to a man's man. Bring him to a team that has a quarterback. We'll see. There's still a lot of movement still happening right now. There's still a lot of movement happening. So what I want to do is pretty much take a look at available free agency, right? Because I don't want you guys just looking at my mug. Don't just look at my face. I'm gonna stare. I'm gonna share some pictures. I'm gonna share some things that we need to kind of go over together so we can see what is available, what is happening, what is the what's standing out to us that we can say, okay, we like what's available in free agency. So let me just kind of open this up here and look at free agent receivers that are available, right? And to see what stands out. What is available to the Bills? What makes sense for the Bills? So let's go for the free agent tracker. Let me share my page for you fine folks. I can't have you guys in the dark, right? We can't do that to you guys. Let me open this bad boy up. Just kind of show you a little bit as to what it is. Let me slide my face onto the bottom. You ain't got to really see me like that, right? And let's take a look at the receiver room. So if and by the way, shout out to Kirk Cousins, by the way. Kirk Cousins going to the Falcons. That is interesting. Things just got better over there. I mean, I'm talking quarterbacks, and then I end up clicking on the quarterback. So the wide receiver room. All right, here's the deal. You got OBJ. You got Allen Robinson that doesn't move the needle for me. I'm good. OBJ, I'm good. If we bring him in, I don't mind it. At 31 years of age, we'll see. Curtis Samuel, doesn't move the needle for me. Tyler Boyd will be something of interest. 29 years old. You know he's got experience. He's played with big-time quarterbacks. He knows what to do. He knows what time it is. We could work that way. DJ Chark does pique my interest. $10 million a year, that's the market right now. That's what they're saying. But I can't see us giving him $10 million a year. I mean, I see us giving some void years here and there. But DJ Chark would work well. 27 years of age, just turned. He's only 5 years in the game. Former second rounder. 6'3", 210, 205-ish. Why not? Right? But primarily we will be focusing on the draft. The draft is where we're going to be focusing on. So that being said, we can come back. We can come back to it. Let me just stop the sharing for now. We'll come back to looking at what's available. But here's what I need to talk about. The Bills did make a signing. And we brought in linebacker from the Eagles. Let me just get my everything is done on my phone, folks. So just to kind of give you guys a heads up of how I roll here. So Mr. Morrow from the Eagles, we brought in. All right. So folks, just to kind of give you a heads up as who this individual is and what he's about and what he's going to bring to the team. And because a lot of folks might not know who this guy is. And you know what? Granted, it's okay. I don't expect a lot of NFL guys a lot of fans to know who everybody is. There's too many freaking guys in the league. It's just what it is. But what we do get from my guy Nicholas Morrow is your best bet is you need someone that can read, sift through the BS, and get to the line, get to the running back. That's your guy. You want a thumper. You want a guy that don't give a damn that can get in there. He gets the job done when it comes to that. So if we want to stop the run, we're middle of the pack in stopping the run. We're about 15th in stopping the run and getting after it. So what Nicholas brings to the defense is depth. He brings leadership. He became the green dot. If you guys aren't familiar with what a green dot is the guy that comes in and says, yo, give me the plays. I'll get everybody in line. Let's roll. So they gave him enough, I suppose, they gave him enough leash to run this defense. No different than what they did for Terrell Bernard. When Matt Milano went down, Terrell Bernard, jump in there. You're the guy. You're the one that's going to be holding things down. So salute to the Bills for finding your depth, because clearly Tyrel Dotson will not be returning. So they bring in a Nicholas Morrow that has experience in this game, that has started before. Now, one might say, okay, I mean, what's so special about him? The fact of the matter is this. If something were to happen with Matt Milano, for instance, because we all know Matt Milano sometimes can have some moments where he may not finish the season. He's done it twice to us now. Not that it's his fault, but he's had moments where he has not finished the season. So we need someone that has experience. You clearly saw they didn't feel real good about Dorian Williams jumping in. So they wanted someone that has experience, that has the ability that if shit goes south, can you jump in and can you lead these men? And that's exactly what we've done with the addition of Nicholas Morrow. The only problem is, Mr. Nicholas Morrow, is this brother can't cover for shit. He can't cover for shit. And it's said that he brings versatility, leadership qualities, and I had to take some notes down to put that down, right? So I got to open in my phone here. Leadership qualities, obviously, his liability is in coverage. He's allowed a rating of 101.8 or higher when it comes to passing against Nicholas Morrow. So when you're looking for a liability, you're looking for, okay, where's that new guy? Oh, there he is. That's who you're going to attack. So in passing situations, we don't want Nicholas Morrow on the field. And if we could help it, he may not be, because Terrell Bernard, Matt Milano coming back will hold it down the whole way through. So is he another Dotson? Let's be clear though. Dotson wasn't your big time cover guy. However, he wasn't that big of a liability. He held his own near the end of the season. We started to actually give him his credit because he started to get kind of fluid. He started to kind of really learn how the game is coming to him. So he played much better down the stretch. But at the beginning, from off season to the beginning of the year, bro, we didn't want nothing to do with Tyrel Dotson until he had no choice but to step up and step in and handle business. Now, here's the thing about Nicholas Morrow, though. He makes a ton of plays downhill. This is what is known. This is what he's known for. Something that we didn't really get a whole lot from Tremaine Edmonds. And when we lacked the linebacker presence when Milano went down, we kind of faltered a little bit, right? We had too many injuries to kind of help us defensively get better in that department. So this is where Nicholas Morrow comes in. And listen, I'm going to tell you right now, since 2022, he's recorded 23 tackles for a loss. He's also had 3 sacks last year. So when push comes to shove and you want to make that stop, he's instinctive enough to find where he needs to be and get to the linebacker, or get to the hole and meet that running back. But don't ask that brother to go in coverage and try to make some plays unless we obviously we're a zone team. So let that brother stay in zone and find his lanes and find where he's supposed to be, and you're good to go. Man to man, no buenos, no master. No, thank you. I don't want that. So Nicholas Morrow, welcome to the Bills. Young dude. He's not an old cat. He's relatively young, so he's still gonna give us some juice left. But I'm looking forward to having my 2 guys back, Terrell Bernard and my guy Matt Milano. So that being said, welcome to the squad, Nicholas Morrow. Listen, man, depth piece, but be ready to get in there because we rotate. We have packages where we will use your services. That's for damn sure. But what I really love that he brings to this team is versatility. And he's got the leadership qualities that we need on this squad because we've lost a lot. Micah Hyde, gone. Can't see him coming back. Jordan Poyer, gone. He ain't coming back. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment. So we lost a lot of leadership. We lost a lot of veteran guys on this defense. Leonard Floyd, gone, right? So these are the things that matter most, right? Trey White, gone. So there's a lot of changes happening in Buffalo. Will we mitigate? Will we make sure we find the ways to get back on track? Heck yeah, we will. Why? Because we have a head coach that is legit. I don't care what anybody wants to tell me. I like my head coach in his role as a defensive coordinator. Will he continue to call plays? That's a whole different ball game. You got a young up-and-coming defensive coordinator in Babbage that's coming through that the players love and they will play for, and he is aggressive. So this is why I like the nucleus of how this defense is being built. So welcome to the squad, Mr. Nicholas, Morrow, and we'll see how things all play out. So let me move on to the next point here. Folks. And I had a poll put out on Twitter, and I was curious to see how people felt about what we've done thus far in free agency and what you would grade the Bills and Brandon Beane on what they've done so far. So before I go into, you know what I'm saying, what we grade and how we do things, let's talk about who we've lost along the way. All right. So let me just create my banner here. And then we can get right to it. So who we've lost. All right. All right. Let me put that banner real quick. So who we've lost. Okay. Mitch Morse gone. If you guys have been living under a rock, Mitch Morse he went and visited a couple places, and he went to Pittsburgh and was like, heck no. Mason Rudolph's gone. Kenny Pickett sucks. Russell Wilson's coming over here, and this is what you guys are going to try to lure me in to protect Russell Wilson. I'm out. Thank you so much. I'm out of here. And for a guy like Mitch Morse, I would never expect him to jump into a team with a young quarterback unless they're ready to throw him the bag. And he didn't see enough that they were going to throw him that he was like, yeah, you guys caught my attention. He was like, I'm out of here. He went to Jacksonville, a tax-free state, and they're giving me 2 years on $10 million. I'll take it. And I get to be with Trevor Lawrence. Let's go. So there goes Mitch Morse to a brighter destination. I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he found himself a spot. Kudos to him. So out goes Mitch Morse. Then we lose Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis, if you guys don't realize, Gabe Davis chose a right destination. He went back to a state that he played college. He went back to the state that he's familiar with. He's back in Florida, right? Not only that, he joins his old coach in Chad Hall. And they loved Chad Hall when Chad Hall was in Buffalo. So why not go to a place that, A, you're familiar with the coach that's going to be coaching you up, and you've had your best moments with him? Why not go there? And now you know that the coach is going to vouch, get that man that football. So now you got Christian Kirk, Gabe Davis, Zay Jones, you got Evan Ingram. That's not a bad little squad right now. I feel like I'm missing one more receiver that's out there, but that's not a bad squad. Good for those brothers out there, man. Good for those brothers out there. Kudos to my guy Gabe Davis. I wish him nothing but the best, real talk. And if he shows up and does what he's supposed to do for the Jaguars, kudos to them. But you know what I remember? 5 games with no receptions. We can't have that here in Buffalo, baby. We can't have that here in Buffalo. So, but if he does better for himself and the Jaguars, salute to him. Kudos to you, brother. I wish you nothing but the best. Next, Leonard Floyd gone to the Niners. The Niners are like, let me get that. Now, I got nothing bad to say about Leonard Floyd. I love what Leonard Floyd was able to bring to us. I think it was a brilliant signing by Brandon Beane when we were able to bring him to the squad. And now he's going to be bringing his services over to the 49ers. Now, what I do remember is that we didn't really hear Leonard Floyd's name on the back end of the season. I'm not hating on it because, we had some moments where we were kind of up and down. Defense was up and down. But I heard Leonard Floyd's name less and less and less down the stretch at the end of the season. So did we move on from him at the right time where we were like, nah, we're not going to bring you a contract? Who knows? But he did give us production. He did help us in this defense, and he did get us, the pressure that we needed. But we didn't get the pressure we needed in the long run. So did we make the right decision? Did we have the money? Was this more of a cash-strapped situation? It's possible. Did we really want to bring him back? Probably not. Did we have to choose between a younger AJ Epinesa or go with the older 31-year-old Leonard Floyd? I think you got to go with the youth. And the upside is with AJ Epinesa because he's only getting better. And now that you give him a contract, maybe that contract does to him what it did to Ed Oliver, which made Ed Oliver ball out this past year. So that's one way that you can look at the situation here. So that being said, so Leonard Floyd is gone right to the 49ers. Jordan Poyer. Let's get into the Jordan Poyer talk. Jordan Poyer spent 7 years with the Bills, really did a fantastic job with the Bills. We can't say nothing negative about this guy. Not one thing. This guy's can't take the flight, gets a chartered bus, brings his ass to the game. This guy, oh, don't start that. Don't you start that, Pierre. Don't you start that. We got to give some love to Jordan Poyer. Jordan Poyer was a big part of this defense. He was a big part of the success of this defense. You got to show him love to where, you got to give him his credit. Now, keep in mind, Pierre's being cheeky right now. Keep in mind, folks, Jordan Poyer is pushing 32, 33? We gave him the opportunity and the respect to go and seek your deal elsewhere. And if things don't materialize the way you feel that it should, come back and let's talk with respect. You know where we stand. We don't got a whole lot of money, but we love to retain your services. Micah Hyde's coming back. We'd love to have you both. We don't want to split y'all. Come on back if you can't get the deal you want. He didn't get the deal he wanted. He wanted to go to Miami. He wanted to go to Florida. But Florida was like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. The money you asking for, we ain't trying to pay that. So he's like, yo, let me just go back to Buffalo. And Buffalo was like, hey, man, we will take you back with open arms, but on our conditions. This is what you're getting paid. He ain't got a choice. Go elsewhere where you're not familiar, or you come back to a team that you know very well, and you run that shit back, and maybe things materialize where we win a championship. We fell short, but I loved having Jordan Poyer as a Bill. Now, that brother's going to Miami. In the words of Tiki Barber, you're dead to me. You're dead to me. I'm just kidding. That's not the way I play. I don't do that. Unless you go to the Patriots or you go to the Chiefs, then we got to talk about it. But Miami don't do. I mean, listen, I see what you're on the tail end of your career. And with respect, I say this with respect. You're on the tail end of your career. You probably have a year with them, maybe two if you have a fantastic. But like, I ain't shaking in my boots. I'm not. I'll be real. We just got to make sure that we handle our business on the offense side of the ball. But listen, Jordan Poyer, you're the ops now. I'm sorry. We are going up against you. So when you see 17 pulling out, you better make a business decision. You better make a business decision. Are you going head up? Are you going low? But just remember what happens if you go low, we go high. And you already know what time it is. We go whoop, hurdle your ass. So you just be weary of when 17 comes around the corner. I'm just saying. But jokes aside, we appreciate Jordan Poyer. Jordan Poyer has now found a home with Miami. Whether he starts alongside, Mr. Holland, Javon Holland, that'll be cool. It'll be different seeing Jordan Poyer out there, but I mean, it won't make a difference because we're gonna light your ass up anyway. That's what we do to the Miami Dolphins. That's what we do. So you're gonna be collateral damage. I'm sorry. We don't want to do this to you, but we might have to. We might have to be Wesley Snipes. We holding the pistol. I don't want to do it. Single tier. I don't want to do it. But you gonna make me. So, and if you guys already know what I'm talking about with New Jack City, Wesley Snipes, y'all already know. If you don't, look it up. You'll know what I'm talking about. So, that being said, Jordan Poyer, he found a squad. Trey White has not found a team yet. He's still in recovery. So, who knows mid-season if he does, maybe he takes a full year off. Who knows what happens with Trey White? He hasn't found it. We lost Trey White. We lost Ryan Bates to the Bears. We lost Nyheim Hines. Nyheim Hines has recently signed with the Cleveland Browns on a 1-year deal, $3.5 million. Kudos to my man, Nyheim Hines. I mean, brutal injury. Maybe we would have had him back, but that's not the way things work out here. So we had to let this brother go. We saved $4.5 million. away you go. And last but not least, Deontay Hardy, jobless, and Saron Neal hasn't found a spot yet, but I'm sure he will. If he doesn't, so be it. So that's who we've lost. That is who we've lost. And when you're looking at who we've lost, does that scare you? Are you like, oh, we lost way too many guys, I don't think we could be competitive? Or are you like, those are moves that needed to be done? Those are moves that we needed to have happened, right? To me, I ain't tripping. I like what I see. Whoever is not on this team, respectfully, I'm just trying to type and talk at the same time. Respectfully, I'm good with it. We ain't got to talk about it. So now we got to talk about who we retained and who we've restructured. Excuse me. So you talk about who we've lost. We talk about that part. But yo, look who we got back. Taylor Rapp signing with us for 3 years at $14.5 million. I know a lot of folks that were like, really though? We brought back Taylor Rapp. Why not? 25 years of age. He's got starting experience under his belt, and you don't want to bring that brother back? Come on, son. Like, you need to, at 25 years of age, and you saw what he was able to do, and he's going to be a second year in the system. And to me, that's a steal. Do you see how deep this safety room is? And we were able to retain one for 3 years, $14.5 million. That is a win for the Bills. That is an absolute win for the Bills. So to me, I will take that. So Taylor Rapp, welcome to the squad. I'm big on that. Daquan Jones comes back on a 2-year deal, $16.5 million. I believe it was $16.8 million. Really, essentially, it's a 1-year deal. We signed that brother for a 2-year deal, 16 point whatever. I think it was 16.8 mil, but guaranteed he gets 10 mil. He gets 10 mil guaranteed. So he come back for the year. And if he has the year that we need him to, it's a bargain on the back end. But he's going to be 33, 34 years of age. So we pretty much are going to get the best that we can get out of Daquan Jones, him coming back to the squad. If we can get it for 2 more years, even better. So Daquan Jones back with the Bills. It makes me super happy. The deal was announced last night. So Beane was been playing with us, man. He's been broad day Beane. He's been doing deals in the day, doing all this bullshit, and then he went back to after dark Beane, and that's when he gets the job done. He had the cigar, he had the rum, he had the, he was sipping on that, and he got the deal done, bringing back Daquan Jones to solidify the interior of the line, because that was big. Daquan Jones coming back alongside Ed Oliver allows us to now go and take our time and sieving through free agency, see if we can bring back anybody. Maybe we do retain Poona Ford and he comes back to the squad, right? Maybe he does. Right now he's a free agent, but maybe we do bring him back. So we now have options. We now have options to make things really do happen. So Daquan Jones comes back to the squad. We already talked about Deion Dawkins getting the extension. Kudos to Deion. Von Miller renegotiates his deal. So essentially what really took place was Brandon Beane looked at him and said, hey, bro, I gave you a bag when you were healthy. We let you recover. You came back. You still weren't the same player. We can both agree on that, right? Right. Cool. I need you to take a pay cut. I ain't pushing money to the end on that, dude. I need you to take a pay cut. Now, if you want to earn that money, here are the incentives that you've got to reach. And if you can reach this, I will gladly pay you, because that only bodes well for the team. But until then, you got to take the pay cut. And Von Miller obliged. He was like, let's do it. Because he's pretty much essentially saying, I'm betting on myself. I'm betting on myself. And nothing better than when a player bets on himself. Woo! Unstoppable. Ed Oliver, he bet on himself. He says, you know what? I'm going to make that money. I'm going to show you what I got. Boom, he did that. Von Miller is up next. So him renegotiating his deal was the best thing for the team, because it allowed us to save some money. It allowed us to move some things around, move some furniture around, and furnish this place, you know what I'm saying, with some new pieces, reupholster some furniture, and really make some things happen. So Von Miller renegotiated his deal. Josh Allen took a big restructure and took a less base salary and moved it around, and signing bonus, this, that, and the third. At the end of the day, we saved about almost $16, almost $17 million. We'll take that. We will absolutely take that. Dawson Knox renegotiated, had to take that pay cut. I wonder if the conversation was, you taking that pay cut or you getting cut? It's one or the other. So how do you feel about it? I can't mince my word. Listen, this is what it's got to be. And he says, I oblige, sir. Where do I sign? Thank you very much. Renegotiated, right? So David Edwards, AJ Epinesa, Cam Lewis coming back. A lot of people didn't like the Cam Lewis returning to the team. I actually like Cam Lewis. I think Cam Lewis is a serviceable DB. He's a versatile DB. You can put him in the nickel. You can put him at safety. And he essentially, in my opinion, potentially replaces Saron Neal and what Saron Neal was able to do for us. Are they the same caliber player? No. But I lose less sleep when Cam Lewis is on the field rather than Saron Neal. I'm just being real. And I think we all know that. I think we all can agree that coverage-wise, I'll put Cam Lewis on the field. I allow Saron Neal to be on the field. I'm just keeping it a buck here. So Cam Lewis returning, Rasul Douglas renegotiated, restructured. I don't know why I read this somewhere, but they're looking to restructure him even more and give him a long-term deal. But we've already done that. So I'm not sure what I read, but restructured. Great job on Brandon Beane. And then Quentin Moore's coming back. Mitch Trubisky returns to the Bills. And Matt Hack signing. Why? I didn't understand that one. But anyway, Matt Hack returns, and away we go. So that being said, folks, those are the players that were retained. You're noticing we didn't make big splashes and big signings, but we knew this was going to happen. We knew that we weren't going to be heavy hitters in free agency. However, the moves that have been done so far is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Let's start off with a few moves. All right. Let's move on to this one. Aaron Jones to the Vikings. So the Vikings, first of all, where do you begin? This is why this is crazy. So I gotta let me regroup. Let me regroup, because you can't talk about the Vikings and Aaron Jones and now talk about how that move ended up happening. So let me get my banner up. All right. So because we need to, what's going on around the league. Where's my noise around the league? There it is. All right. So Aaron Jones to the Vikings. He signs a 1-year deal, $7 million. I think that's a perfect fit. They lost, I think they lost Madison. Madison was gone. They felt that he wasn't the guy. So they have Ty Chandler that's going to be taking over. So Ty Chandler, good back. Was he good enough to be the number one back? No, I don't think he did enough to even supplant Madison last year. So for him to just be given the reins wasn't going to happen. So here comes Ty Johnson. Here comes Aaron Jones. So they go from Dalvin Cook gone. They don't want to pay Dalvin Cook, and rightfully so. Maybe they felt that he was cooked, pun intended, right? And they say, Madison, you're up. Madison had a decent year. I think he had like 500 to 600 yards rushing. Nothing crazy. So then Aaron Jones comes in. Aaron Jones should feel motivated. They asked that brother to take a pay cut in Green Bay. He says, I ain't taking I already took a small pay cut. You want me to take another one? Nah, I'm good. So they said, well, you got to go. So right before he could leave, they brought in Josh Jacobs. So Jacobs is going to be the man in Green Bay. So big shout out to Jacobs going to Green Bay. So that forced Aaron Jones out, and now he becomes a Viking. So the Vikings quite literally have been, have been really pushing the envelope and getting things. I mean, they're starting to get their feet wet. They haven't gone all the way, but they're starting to get a little better. But let's keep it pushing. The Commanders signed Cleveland Farrell. Good defensive signing. I like it. It's a good move for them. I think he'll do good for them. I'm not sure what the deal is. I think they're still kind of working out the contract details for him. 28 tackles last year, 6 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks, and 14 pressures. I mean, that's just depth. That's what that does for you. Sam Darnold going over to the Vikings. So Sam Darnold throwing the football to Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson's got to be like, that's not what I signed up for. You want me to sign a long-term contract and you give me Sam Darnold, the guy that says he's scared of ghosts? I think I see ghosts. Right? Fam, you're going to give me Sam Darnold? Bro, you need to do better. Y'all need to do better. So Sam Darnold is going to be the quarterback as of right now for the Vikings. As a Vikings fan, I'm sitting here going, really? That's what we're going to do? Where's Joshua Dobbs, man? Give me something, man. But who knows? Maybe Sam Darnold reinvents himself and he becomes that guy in Minnesota. Highly doubtful, but we'll see. So Sam Darnold goes in there, signs a 1-year, $10 million deal. We'll see how that all plays out. We'll see if he what other quarterbacks they bring in to compete, but it's not cutting it. It really isn't cutting it. Let me see. Zach Moss to the Bengals. So Zach Moss, former Buffalo Bill, found himself with the Colts after we shipped him off over there, and didn't have a bad year, folks. He did not have a bad year with the Colts. He pretty much reinvented himself with the Colts. And my man ran for a productive 986 yards, 794 yards rushing, 192 receiving, and he had 7 touchdowns from scrimmage for the Colts. Bro, we could have used that shit. But this mother effer couldn't find a damn hole. So we had to move on from him, right? So, but he kind of found himself with the Colts, and that got himself a new deal that gives him a 2-year deal worth $8 million, and he signs with the Cincinnati Bengals. So the Cincinnati Bengals were forced to move on from Joe Mixon. But to give respect to Joe Mixon, which I totally like, they actually ended up trading Joe Mixon. Where did they trade Joe Mixon? I saw it. They traded him to, where did he go? Help me out, guys. I'm drawing a blank. Did they trade him to the Panthers? Was it the Panthers that he traded to? I don't feel like going and open up my webpage here. Where did he end up being traded to, folks? Help me out. I'm looking at the chat here. Oh, the Texans. Thank you very much, Fabian. I appreciate that. He went to the Texans. So to me, that's a great destination. Great destination. They move on from Devin Singletary. They were tied to getting a Saquon Barkley, but they got neither. So you got Dameon Pierce and you'll have Joe Mixon going side to side. I think that's a great move for them. It's a respect thing for the Bengals. The Bengals didn't just want to let him go, and they traded him to a team that's going to be pushing in the AFC. And not only that, they get some compensation back. So kudos to the Houston Texans, and kudos to the Bengals on trying to find that actually found something worth it. So David Koulis, Texans could be a problem next year. No, Texans will be a problem next year. They will absolutely be a problem next year. You mark my words. They're going to be a mother effing problem next year. I'll tell you that right now. They're definitely playoff bound because like they were last year, and they're going to be better than ever. I'll tell you that right now. Golly, they're going to be a scary team. So shout out to Kenneth Murray, K9, former linebacker out of Oklahoma State. He signed a 2-year, $15.5 million deal going to Tennessee. Now, one thing I will say, I'm going to toot my own horn here. The Tennessee Titans, they're slowly making some moves here and there. They brought in Tony Pollard, which I thought was the best fit for Tony Pollard. I did a show for the Bleacher Report, and I said, Tony Pollard going to Tennessee, that is a good match because his style of play alongside Tajay Spears should be amazing. So we'll see how that all plays out, right? But K9 gets it. Look who's going to the Jets. Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor signs a 2-year, $18 million deal. This brother's making pay. He's making money, man. So 2 years, $18 million deal to back up Aaron Rodgers. Now, keep this in mind. It's a very, very big possibility that we might see Tyrod Taylor starting for the Jets because you don't know what old man Aaron Rodgers is going to be like next year. He's coming off of an Achilles injury. Obviously, he's had ample time to heal up and get ready, so he should be ready and back for training camp and mini camp, all that good stuff. But they actually have a backup quarterback that is credible because they didn't think that through when they freaking signed Aaron Rodgers the first time. Aaron Rodgers is the end all be all. We are good. This brother gets hurt on the first 4 plays, and now you got to go to Zach Wilson and then Trevor Siemian. Bro, what a hot mess the Jets were. The Jets were an absolute hot mess. But who? You can't blame them. You see who they're head coached by. You see all this stuff is happening. Come on now. So we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. But listen, man, a lot of moves are happening. Listen, I got it. There's so much shit happening right now. I got to keep going. So the Jets also signed John Simpson, and they signed Javon Kinlaw. So Javon Kinlaw, the former 49er, he comes on to a 1-year deal. We'll see how that plays out. I mean, listen, Kinlaw wasn't what he was supposed to be with the 49ers. Let's just keep it real. And maybe Robert Saleh comes in and is able to revitalize what Javon Kinlaw should have been. He's a former first rounder, and Sam Fran, he's just been plagued with injuries, not able to fulfill what he was meant to be. So maybe Robert Saleh can figure some things out for our guy, Mr. Javon Kinlaw. Here's one free agent that I was wondering where he was going to go. Receiver Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney is headed to Atlanta. I like this move because now you sign him with Kirko Bangs, aka Kirk Cousins. So Kirk Cousins goes to Florida, to Atlanta. You bring in Darnell Mooney. You got Drake London. You know what I'm saying? You got a bevy of players that'll be big time. You can't go wrong with that. Kyle Pitts at tight end. Listen, the Atlanta Falcons, they're gonna be something to look for, because if you looked at what the Falcons were able to do last year, bro, they were just a game or two away from making playoffs. They were a game or two. So Kirk Cousins gives you at least 4 more wins based on it and what he's able to do. But here's what's wild to me. I get it. You need a quarterback. Ritter is not it. He's just not it. I mean, it's just what it is, right? Taylor Heineke, not it. So now you're sitting here going, what am I supposed to do at quarterback? Like, we don't have a high enough pick to grab one. We got money. Who's available? Kirk Cousins, no brainer. Hold on, pump the brakes. Kirk Cousins is 35 years old. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you a small story. I'm 39. All right. I'm 39 years old. I mean, I'm pushing 40 in November. This upcoming November. I'm playing soccer with my kids, and I stretched out to make a save as a goalie. Bro, this happened last Wednesday. I'm going on almost a week. I'm still kind of feeling it in my shoulder. Bro, 35 with an Achilles tear. I know he's a professional athlete. He works out all the time. I get that part. But 35, we don't recover like we used to when we were 23, 24, 25 is what I'm trying to get to. So you gave this guy 4-year deal, $180 million with $100 million guaranteed. Fam, Kirk Cousins has made a lot of money in the NFL. Oh my God. He's made a lot of money in the NFL. Kudos to him. His agent, the way that things have set up for him, bro, he's worked it out. And he's as simple as they come. He's a minivan driving, khaki wearing quarterback that can light your ass up for 5,000 yards every year. So these guys are going to eat. You're going to have, listen, you got 2 top tier running backs. You got a great tight end that's been waiting for a bona fide quarterback to come to town. And then you got yourself Darnell Mooney alongside Drake London. Bro, Atlanta going to be looking nice, boy. Atlanta's going to be looking all right. They're going to be looking just fine. So I'm looking forward to seeing what takes place in Atlanta. Old man Rico, you damn right, man. Old man Rico. Hey, listen, man. I may look young, bro, but I'm getting up there. My mind is like a 24-year-old. I tell you, my mind is like a 21-year-old. So my body say, hey, bro, chill up. You ain't what you used to be. So what it has done as it inspired me to start, you know what I mean? I'm going to sign up for a freaking soccer league to get my mojo back, because I used to play soccer back, and that was my thing. Soccer was my sport until I fell in love with football, and I started playing football after that. But I'm going back. I'm going back. You know what I'm saying? With the minivan and the kids to play some soccer. I'll tell you that right now. Anyway, so Atlanta Falcons looking mighty good, man. Mighty good. Browns signing Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston going to the Cleveland Browns to back up Deshaun Watson. Nyheim Hines is out there. Who did they bring? They just brought a receiver out there to pair with Amari Cooper. Who did they bring out there? It's a known receiver. Who was it? Can you guys help me out? Sometimes, like, there's so many moves that took place. I'm trying to remember who they paired with Amari Cooper. If you guys have Jerry Jeudy out there, listen. But the Cleveland Browns, bro. The Cleveland Browns. The AFC. Listen, we already know the AFC has always been like the NBA's Western Conference. Everybody and their mama wants to come to the AFC. I don't know why, but it's just what it is. Quarterbacks after quarterbacks after quarterbacks. You got good head coaches out there. Yo, Nesta Can, what's up? What's up? But there's just so much going on in the AFC. So it doesn't stop. Jerry Jeudy goes from the Broncos to the Cleveland Browns. I got something to say about the Broncos, man. I hope the Broncos fail miserably. Why? Because Sean Payton as a head coach, the way he came in hot was disrespecting old coaches, disrespecting the starting quarterback in Russell Wilson that's put years in. There's a level of respect that you got to have for people and quarterbacks. You straight up disrespected this dude on the field in front of people, behind the scenes. I want the Broncos to fail only because of that head coach. I'm not a fan of that dude. I don't know what it is about Sean Payton. There's a bit of an arrogance to him. I ain't a fan. And I feel that Russell Wilson going to the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think he'll have success, more success than he did when he was with the Broncos. I mean, look, what the hell did the Broncos have? They had a run game. The running back just came back from injury. Javonte Williams just came back from injury. Tim Patrick gets hurt. Jerry Jeudy was a shell of himself. Who else with the hell? Cortland Sutton was the only bright spot on that team. So Sean Payton is a goof, man. This guy, I hope the Broncos fail just because of his ass. This guy took an $85 million dead cap just so he could get rid of Russell Wilson. That's how bad they wanted that brother gone. So I hope you don't succeed out there with Bronco land. That shit annoys me, man. But let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving with these transactions that have taken place. And if you guys have any questions, you guys already know what time it is. Let me hit a super chat real quick. No super chats right now. I'm good. I just had the addition to the Bing squad. So let's keep it pushing. Marcus Mariota to the Commanders. So now that becomes muddy now. So you've got a top 10 pick so you can grab a quarterback. You have Marcus Mariota. You had Sam Howell. You clearly showing that you don't believe in Sam Howell. The regime does not believe in Sam Howell. Dan Quinn, new coach. Cliff Kingsbury, the offensive coordinator. Anthony Lynn is there I think he's there as a running back coach, I believe. An assistant head coach. I'm not sure exactly what's taking place for that. So you have some offensive minds in Washington. So Marcus Mariota going there, maybe for Cliff Kingsbury makes sense. But they're going to sign someone. They're going to draft a top tier quarterback. Is it Drake May? Is it Caleb Williams? Who knows how that's going to play out? But the Washington Commanders bring in Marcus Mariota alongside Austin Eckler, which signed a 2-year deal, $11.4 million. I think that's a great move for them. Washington Commanders, Brian Robinson, Austin Eckler, Scary Terry. Now you're going to get yourself a quarterback, and they've got a slew of picks. We'll see how that all plays out, man. Let's stay in the AFC East. Let's go back to the AFC East. The Dolphins, obviously they got Jordan Poyer. They now bring in edge rusher Shaquille Barrett from the Bucks. He's on the tail end of his career, but he's still a damn good player. Dude, he led the league with 19.5 sacks in 2019. So he still got it in him. Now, that's quite a few years ago. I mean, we're about to jump into the 24-25 season. So he's got to come back to, to top tier. So the Dolphins edge rushers, Jalen Phillips, you guys already know what time it is. He tore his Achilles. You got Bradley Chubb, came back from a torn ACL, suffered a while ago. So there's a lot of guys. Listen, the Dolphins, I'm not saying they've had the worst offseason thus far, but they've lost a lot of players. They lost Wilkins. Wilkins is gone. He's going to be digging for gold somewhere else. So listen, I got no sympathy for the Dolphins, man. We just gonna keep rolling over you guys. That's just what it's gonna come down to. Eagles are on a tear right now. They just brought in Matt Hennessy. They brought in Saquon Barkley. I mean, we're gonna go into what they've done. The Ravens. How do y'all feel about the Ravens though? Real talk. The Ravens coming in saying, Derrick Henry, we want you. They tried trading for Derrick Henry. There was rumors that they tried trading for Derrick Henry just a year ago. Even at the deadline, they tried, inquiring about what what's going to happen. So now you're going to have Lamar Jackson, Rashad Bateman, Mark Andrews. They brought Nelson Aguilar back. So now you got Keaton that they're going to bring back, and he's coming back off an injury. Then you got Derrick Henry. Bro, are the Ravens going to be a problem? Or does that fit? Is not a good fit? Is that going to mess up the feng shui that the Ravens have going? They don't. I mean, they're more of a passing. They became more of a passing team with Moncton. I think it was Monken as their offensive coordinator. So does that fit? To me, you always need a run game. So yes, that fits. I believe it does fit. You run that football. So now you have no choice but to stack the box just a little bit more. And if you stack the box a little bit more, then you have to have the mental fortitude and the mental stability to mind your P's and Q's. Because if you have your eyes in the backfield way too long, bombs away. You know what I'm saying? With Bateman down deep. Or if you have your eyes way too long in the backfield, there goes Lamar Jackson for 80. That is going to be a scary team. This scary team. So we're about to find out. Oh, let me listen. How could I forget Zay Flowers? You got Zay Flowers. You got Rashad Bateman. You got Mark Andrews, bro. That's a good squad. That's a good squad, man. I can't even front. So the Ravens are going to be a very interesting team to go for. Do we play the Ravens this year? Let me know if you guys if we play. I forgot the program if we have them. I know we have obviously we always have the Chiefs, so we're gonna have the Chiefs. But I wonder if the Ravens are on our schedule. But we'll see. So that being said, folks, let's keep it moving because there's so many moves that took place today. The Rams are signing Darius Williams to a 3-year, $22.5 million deal. Drew Lock signs as the backup quarterback in New York Giants land. Does he take over and beat out Danny Dimes? We're about to find out. Signs a 1-year, $5 million deal. Patrick Queen, the former Ravens linebacker, headed to Pittsburgh. Lord knows they needed a stud middle linebacker. I thought Frankie Louvu from the Panthers was going to go over there, but he ended up, I think returning to the Panthers. I think they retained his services. I can't remember if he stayed there. Yeah, I think he did. Or did he go somewhere else? I can't remember. So many places, people are going everywhere. But Patrick Queen signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers gives them a legitimate shot in the AFC North, because now you got your back end is taken care of somewhat with Minkah Fitzpatrick. Now you got your middle linebacker. You got Alex Highsmith. You got TJ Watt. Cam Hayward is still there. Whether they cut him or not, you can save $16 million deals if you move on from him, but they might keep him. He's like the older statesman out there. So you don't want to move on from that brother. So, and you got a good head coach. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they made a little noise with that move, man. Patrick Queen solves a lot of problems on that squad. So kudos to them, man. They signed that brother to 3 years, $41 million deal. The Bears signed Gerald Everett. Naeem Hines obviously signing with the Browns. We already talked about that. And Kenny Moore making a sign with he going back to the Falcons. Dante Fowler to the Commanders. The Commanders are making some moves, baby. What do we got here? We got Nicholas Morrow obviously come to the Bills. We talked about that. Joe Mixon to the Texans. And Jeremy Chin. I didn't realize this. Jeremy Chin to the freaking Commanders. That must have just happened, did it? He signed for 1 year, 5.1. We couldn't do that. We couldn't bring Jeremy Chin to the Bills on a 1 year, 5.1. Shit, we broke. We broke. If we couldn't make that move happen, we broke. We broke. Come on, bro. You couldn't give us that? 6'3", 225. Dude, that would have been a major addition to the Bills. Oh, my goodness, man. That would have been a major addition to the Bills, and we let that brother go. We didn't even just holler at him and say, yo, man, what are we talking about here? And he went to the Commanders. I tell you, if we said, yo, we'll give you $4 million, we'll give you 3.5, come on to the Bills. Oh, come on, man. So he's going out there. Jeremy Uche back with the Patriots for another year. Levante David back with the Bucks. He signs with the Bucks. Raekwon Davis with the Colts. Man, I'm thinking of Jeremy Chin. I said we couldn't bring him back. We couldn't get him. Come on, man. By the way, Steelers trade Deontay Johnson to the Panthers. I don't know why the Steelers didn't keep him. Y'all should have kept him. Y'all should have kept him, man. You got George Pickens, you got Deontay, you got a quarterback now that can throw the rock. I don't know, man. Yo, I'm telling you, Rico, we Pagula or Beane got to open up a lemonade stand and get the Bills drive. Yo, we got no money, bro. We ain't got no money. I don't even think we have money for a table. We ain't got money for a table. We're taking a blanket, we put that thing on the floor and pouring into Dixie cups. We actually have to hand the cups to the people and say, excuse me, don't throw that out. Don't crumple it up because we still need that cup. We're going to just rinse it out and give it to somebody else. That's how broke we are. We ain't got a table. We just got a cloth, a jug of lemonade, and some Dixie cups. That's how we roll it. And we taking the Dixie cups back, by the way. Thank you very much. Take your sip. Let me grab that. Thank you very much. That's how broke we are. I think we're just under $1 million under the cap. Bro, we got a lot of work to do. But Deontay Johnson going over to the Panthers, that's big, man. So you're getting weapons. You're getting weapons to the young Bryce Young. And that I think that's necessary. Because, like, how do you get a young quarterback to succeed? You got to give him weapons, man. And I don't think they gave him enough. I mean, Adam Thielen is cool and all. I think he had over 100 receptions, but it's Adam Thielen. He's getting older. He ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? You got to give him some young bucks, right? So Johnson on the roster, you pair him with a Bryce Young. You pair him with Jonathan Mingo. I mean, you got some things out there. Chubb Hubbard, the Canadian, coming out there. We'll see if Miles Sanders could could get into a better second year. But right now, man, not a bad move. You got some speed. So you got some speed over there to Bryce Young. So kudos to them. Danielle Hunter signs with the Texans. Golly, 2 years, $49 million deal, and he got a $48 million guaranteed. So the freaking Texans. Listen, let me go move on to that. Listen, I'm gonna get back on the Texans because the Texans, Raiders, and the Eagles. We got to talk about those three right there. To kind of give you the heads up. And last but not least, Willie Gay signs a 1-year deal with the who did he sign with? He signs with the Saints. He's going to the Saints. So Willie Gay, one less linebacker with the Chiefs that gives us problems. So who knows? Everybody's making changes. Everybody's making moves to happen. So really what I'd like to know is who won free agency so far? Who won the free agency so far? So let's go to the Eagles. Let me see what the Eagles have done because I want to get a full scope of what the Eagles have done. So the Eagles just re-signed Gardner Johnson to a 3-year deal. So they just bolstered their safety room. The Eagles also bring on Saquon Barkley. So now they got themselves a bona fide bell cow back. If he stays healthy, the Eagles should be dangerous. But here's the thing about the Eagles. The Eagles had DeAndre Swift. And DeAndre Swift had 1,000 yards running last year. So it wasn't like he was some kind of scrub. Hold on a second. I have my notes written. He had 1,000 yards rushing. And how many yards receiving did he have? I mean, I don't understand what the big hoopla is when it comes to that. Because this brother had a good year. So DeAndre Swift had 1,049 yards rushing. He had 5 touchdowns. He had 39 receptions for another 214 yards receiving for another touchdown. He had 6 touchdowns that year. So how much more is Saquon Barkley going to give the Eagles? Really, how much more is he going to give them? I'm just saying. So did they upgrade that much? By name, sure, Saquon Barkley. By name, Absolutely. Former rookie of the year. I'm saying blah, blah, blah. We already get that part. But how much is he going to improve that team? We'll see. But they bring in Gardner Minshew. So hold on. Who else we got over there? That the Eagles brought in. So Saquon Barkley they bring over. Obviously Fletcher Cox retired. So you already know what time it is with that. So it's going to be the Jordan Davis and the freaking who's that big boy that they brought in just last year from the draft. So it's going to be great. Devontae Parker joins the Eagles. So you got Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, Devontae Parker. You got those three receivers on the. So you got your trio right there. So that's a good mix on a 1-year deal for Devontae Parker. You can't go wrong with that. So Saquon, Devontae Parker. Who else they bring over there? I feel like I'm missing somebody that they brought over there. Obviously, Mariota leaving. He left the squad. Bro, Eagles are not playing any games, man. The Eagles came.
What is going on, NFL fans? Welcome.
I was about to play that audio for us, but the Eagles, the Eagles are going to be a problem. The Eagles are going to be a problem. But here's the thing. They did the same damn thing last year. Loaded up. And then for some reason, they just faltered. Near the end of the year, they faltered. The Bills came. They brought it to them. They brought it to them hardcore. We just happened to just miscommunicate and then put them away. And here we are. Oh, by the way, and then on top of that, they got Bryce Huff. Yo, Eagles? E-A-G-E. Oh, Eagles are going to be bussing. They're going to be bussing ass next year, bro. Golly, good for the Eagles, though, man. Good for the Eagles. Too many moves. I'm hoping that I'm doing the justice that I'm showing you all the moves that have taken place. But I want to focus on these Eagles. I'm just gonna open up my my page here and see what these Eagles have done because they're nasty. The Eagles are absolutely freaking nasty. So CJ Gardner-Johnson returning. Obviously, that's gonna be a problem. Boy, good on them. Good on them. $33 million he got too. Whew. Good on them. What happened with Bradbury? Is Bradbury coming back? Because Bradbury was one of those teams. So let's look at the Eagles free agency moves, right? So Saquon Barkley, 3 years, $37 million. You got Brandon Graham. They brought him back to be fit. He's played 15 years in the game. Golly, good for him, man. So Brandon Graham, 1 year, $5 million. They brought in guard Landon Dickerson on a 4-year, $84 million deal. They bolstered up their left guard position. Bryce Huff on a 3-year, $51 million. Where are they getting all this money? Golly, man. Devontae Parker, 1 year, 4.6. They brought in Zach Bond for a 1-year deal. And then they brought in Matt Hennessy. And Howie Roseman is just on fire. I mean, you would think that he was the GM that said, we're all in. But it was Jerry Jones that said, we're going all in. This motherfucker hasn't done shit. He's watching all the deals get done everywhere. I think the Eagles, the Cowboys signed a punter. I think that's what they did. So shout out to the Eagles. The Eagles came through. So that's the one squad that I want to talk on. Let's go to the freaking Texans, man. The freaking Texans. They retain Dalton Schultz. They gave him a 3-year, $36 million deal. And then he proceeds to yap his gums talking about the Dallas Cowboys were a hot mess. I believe it. I absolutely believe it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Then they bring in Joe Mixon. They trade for Joe Mixon. Then they bring in Danielle Hunter to help the defensive front. That's the guy that's a walking 15-sack guy. You bring him alongside Will Anderson. That was a defensive rookie of the year. Bro, they bring in linebacker Azeez Al-Shahir, and they bring corner Jeff Okudah. Bro, the Texans not playing no games, man. And you have CJ Stroud. Then you have an up-and-coming head coach in DeMeco Ryan. Bro, the future is absolutely bright. The future is absolutely bright for these Texans. Give them all the credit in the world, man. That's going to be a problematic team. And they're going to be wreaking havoc on a whole lot of people. So big shout out to the Texans. Big time moves. And you can't go wrong with them. You can't go wrong. The front, look at the front seven that the Texans are bringing to the NFL all over the place. Will Anderson Jr., Christian Harris, Daniil Hunter, Danico Autry. I forgot they got Danico Autry from the Titans. Malik Collins. They got Fatukasi. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his first name. They got Aziz Al-Shahir, and they got Henry Toto. Buddy. The Texans. This is why I love free agency period. It is one of those moments where it's just fun to see who goes where and what teams are going to look like. So big time move by the Texans. That is massive. Good for them. That front seven is going to be a freaking problem, people. It is going to be a problem. So we talked about what the Eagles were able to do. We talked about what the Texans were able to do. They bolster they bolster the defensive front. They help themselves at the running back lane, but defensively is where they improve because offense, they can lay it down. They can do what they need to do. They bring back Nico Collins. They bring back Noah Brown. Tank Dell returns. Obviously a rookie. Whew. And they're about to hit the draft. Bro, Texans, they're going to be good, bro. They're going to be a nasty team. They're going to be a very nasty team. So kudos to them. And listen, look at the turnaround. Look what the Texans have been able to do. And this is why you got to give credit to the ownership, the GMs, the head coach. In 2020, they went 4-12. In 2021, 4-13. In 2022, 3-13. This is where, they've acquired some things to make things go smoother, right? My man Joe Brown says, yo, Rico, weeks ago you said you gotta give Gabe Davis story to tell when he's traded. Oh, I got a Gabe Davis story to tell. Yo, you ain't gonna let me let that brother chill, bro. Okay, I'll give you the story. Here's the story real quick. I knew this brother was gonna be gone. I knew that brother was gonna be gone from this moment. All right. When I was like, this ain't the type of guy that, in my opinion, this is my opinion. All right. This ain't the type of guy that he's gonna take a deal to stay with the Bills. And so it was like several years ago. I was at some event. I can't remember what the event was. And he was to be at this event. And I'm talking to people and we're mixing it up. And they're like, oh yeah, Gabe Davis he's not going to be here. And I was like, oh, for real? I was like, oh, that's too bad. I was like, why not? I'm like, all the other guys are here. And there's everybody. Josh is here. Dion Doc is here. Everybody was there, right? And it was like, nah, because they didn't pay him enough to be here. I was like, really? And I knew business is business. So you can't hate on the bag. But the minute I heard he can't be here because the bag wasn't there, I said, okay, it's business. So you ain't gonna bring me here if the bag ain't there. So when I heard that, I was like, ooh, he ain't re-signing with the Bills. Ain't no way he's re-signing with the Bills because he's gonna want top dollar. And as every athlete should want top dollar, no matter what. No matter how you want to look at it. My services, I feel like my services are top notch. You gonna pay me for my services, right? And when I heard, yo, he ain't be there because the bag wasn't there, I was like, ain't no way. Ain't no way we gonna sign this brother to a long-term deal because if that's how he looks at things, and I think that's how athletes all should look at things. If you're trying to get the bag, you're trying to reach something, you don't want to get lowballed. So when I heard that part, I was like, ooh, he ain't coming back. He ain't coming back, but I'm gonna hold off because at that time it was way too early to know. Like maybe it's like, yo, maybe I'm reading into it way too much. But I always kept it. I kept on to it. And I was like, all right, bet. I got it. So lo and behold, is he here? He not, right? But I don't blame him. I'm gonna go somewhere that they're gonna pay me. You can't blame that brother. That's what he's got to do what he's got to do. Simple as that. So that's the story. It wasn't anything crazy, but it was something that I remembered. And I said, let's wait it out and just see how this all shakes out and plays out. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. He was like, I'm out. And you know what? Deservedly so. He got his bag. 3 years. What is it? 39 mil that he got? I can't remember what the number was. He got $39 million. Kudos to my brother. Go get your money. You got to go get your money. Yo, thank you for reminding me that. I totally forgot that I told you I was going to tell you. But here it is. He's not here. And here's the story. So moving on. These Texans are going to be a badass team. Let's keep it a buck. But here's the thing, right? In 2020, so I told you 4-12, 4-13, 3-13. In 2023, they go 10-7. They win the AFC Championship, the AFC South, right? They win the wild card game. They get offensive rookie of the year in Stroud, defensive rookie of the year in Anderson. They get coach of the year, runner up in D'Amico Ryans. Bro, they trade for Joe Mixon. They bring on Danielle Hunter on a discount because he wanted to get paid just like the big dogs. And now we're sitting here about to watch this all play out in Houston. Houston is going to be a problem. Look at this starting lineup. Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter, Danico Autry, Malik Collins. That's your front four. Then you got Christian Harris, Al-Aziz Sha'ir. Then you got Jeff Okudah, Derek Stingley. Bro, it's going to be nasty. They're going to be nasty. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good core. That's your core defense. Big shout out to the Texans. Now let's go over to the Raiders. The Raiders, man. The Raiders. Antonio Pierce made it very clear. I am not here to lose. Pretty much, I'm paraphrasing here. I ain't here to lose to Pat Mahomes and them boys. And you saw how they played Pat Mahomes. They played them tough. They beat them, right? And I know people want to talk about, it was all defense. Defense is what it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's a dub. It is a dub. So that being said, though, bro, somebody said, CJ Stroud is going to be $60 million a year. Bro, let me tell you something. If CJ Stroud continues to rock out the way he's rocking out, and I'm going to tell you this, man. I'm going to tell you this as a man of faith. When that brother puts God above all and he says, it is your will. I'm just here to be a vessel. And I'm going to speak on the word and try to, inform people. God's got his career taken care of. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously injuries happen and all that good stuff. But boy, that is a special cat. That's a special cat. And he's got them Texans boys prepared to do damage. And when it comes time, and if it continues to do what he did in his rookie year for the next 2 to 3 years, easily will be a $60 million player. Easily. We're already pushing that right now. Dak Prescott's trying to get 60. If they give that brother 60 mil, problems. That is absolutely problematic. Very problematic. But if we get a first-time $60 million player, I think it's going to be CJ Stroud. It might be CJ Stroud. Golly, because the big-time players that have already gotten contracts, I've already been done. Josh Allen's got his. I think we waiting on Joe Burrow. Is that who we're waiting on? Lamar Jackson got his. Baker Mayfield got his. I mean, that was the last big draft class. That was the last one. I mean, Deshaun Watson before that got his. Yes, you saw Pat Mahomes got his. So, for the most part, that batch of quarterback in that year, 2018, we haven't really had a big quarterback draft class since then. So, yeah, I know that's laughable. Dak at 60 mil, but you know what I mean? That's what he was trying to get. That's what he was trying to get. Real King said, that's my point. He had a chance to win it regardless how good that D was, but your QB has to make plays because Mahomes will. Are you talking about Josh Allen? Listen, don't worry about my guy Josh Allen, man. He's going to be all right. He's going to be all right. By the way, Laura, Kim, smash that like. She said Hulk smashed that like, including me because I was in the offseason drama and forgot. Listen, folks, we got 2,200 people watching right now. Let's bump this thing up to 2,500 people watching and viewing. Smash that like while you guys are here. If you guys have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. We are trying to push this channel to 30,000 subscribers. It's tough. We're trying to get there. It is tough to get these subscribers and stick. So let's make it happen. This offseason has been crazy, but we're trying to make sense of it all. So smash that like as you guys are here. Let's get this thing popping here. Joe Burrow, $275 million. Did Joe Burrow get his contract yet? I don't know if he did it yet. I'm not sure if he did yet. If he hasn't yet, then he's gonna get paid. He's gonna get his, but I think he did get his already. I could be wrong. But let's move on. Let's go to the Raiders. The Raiders, that's another squad that's going to be problematic. So they bring in Christian Wilkins, number one. Christian Wilkins gets himself an absolute bag to come play for Antonio Pierce. Now you got Christian Wilkins to deal with. Then you got Max Crosby to deal with. Bro, that defense was already like a spicy defense. So I'm looking forward to seeing what else is coming their way. Now, the running back, they lost Josh Jacobs. I know they wanted to go with Zamir White. Zamir White's going to be the guy. Zamir White is a good back, but I don't think he's bona fide like that. I don't think he's that dude like that. But we'll see. But the Raiders just obviously brought in Austin Hooper. He's leaving to sign with the Patriots. All right, the Austin Hooper leaving the Raiders, going to sign with the Patriots. All right, I don't know about that, bro. But I mean, who throwing you the football? It ain't gonna be Mac Jones. It ain't gonna be Mac Jones. But anyway, so I'm looking at these Raiders, right? So those two very moves were legendary. I like Christian Wilkins coming and Max Crosby telling him, yo, if you don't bring my head coach back, I'm out of here. So they brought Antonio Pierce. He brings that grittiness to the squad. Jimmy G just got let go. I mean, what a disaster that was. So Jimmy G gone. He's out of here. And let me tell you something. The Raiders got themselves a good one in Christian Wilkins. Although, I mean, his antics are annoying as heck, but the boy plays. He plays hard. Let me tell you something. The most defensive stops since 2019, according to Next Gen Stats. Cam Hayward, you already know what time it is with Cam Hayward. Cam Hayward had 242. Aaron Donald, future Hall of Famer, 232. And then you had Christian Wilkins at 202. Bro, they are going to be a menace when it comes to Pat Mahomes. And I'm going to tell you right now, Pat Mahomes, you get tackled. I don't want to hear a peep from you in the huddle. I don't want to hear a peep from you in the scrum. Because when someone's grabbing you, just know that Josh Allen already endured this. It's either you're getting poked or you're getting grabbed. One of the two. Take it like a man and get your ass back up into the huddle and call your plays. All right? Because I already know you. You're going to be crying and hooting and hollering at the ref saying, referee, right? Sounding like Kenny Powers, right? You're going to be hooting and hollering. I don't want to hear it. Because when Wilkins comes for your ass, he's coming for your ass, for real. He coming. He may. I'm just saying. So you better watch out, bro. Because that boy's a grabby. He's a grabby dude. He's a grabby dude. I'm going to tell you that right now. But yeah, man. So the Raiders also, I believe they signed. Did they what? Oh, they didn't sign. I thought they signed Eric Anderson. I was about to say, what? Okay. So yeah, man, the Raiders signing that big time move. I like it. Christian Wilkins and paired up alongside Max Crosby. That's a good move, and they're not done. So I'm looking forward to seeing what else these guys are planning to do. Obviously, I'll let you know that Jimmy G's gone. So that he's out of there. So yeah, man. So listen, the league is shaping up to be a good one. It's shaping up to be a good one. I'm looking to see if there's any more moves that were made. So by the way, we got some former Bills moving places. Isaiah McKenzie is headed back to play with Brian Dable. He's going to New York. He's going to New York to play with Brian Dable. So hopefully they carve out a spot for him on the squad. Nobody knows what happened with him in the Colts. He got suspended for 3 games for was it something detrimental to the team? So I don't know what happened. He hasn't really talked about it. There was rumors of him shooting birds or whatnot. I think that's a bunch of BS. But McKenzie headed to the Giants. Devin Singletary headed to the Giants. Let me talk about Devin Singletary for once. Devin Singletary, there's a stat that's out there. He's one of 3 top backs that's got back-to-back 800-yard seasons. The guy's consistent. You give this guy more touches, he's bound to be a 1,000-yard back. I mean, he didn't even start for the Houston Texans. He took over because he's just that guy. He's that dude. So I wish him nothing but the best and success in New York. I think he's going to be great out there. Brian Dable's got a lot of pressure, though, because you got a bum-ass quarterback with not a whole lot of receiving prowess out there, and ain't nobody really looking for the Giants to do anything. The Commanders might leap you guys and you guys will really find out what time it is. So Brian Dable went from making the playoffs just a couple years ago to like, yo, the Giants gonna have to do something, or Brian Dable might find himself, looking for new employment. Him and Joe Shane. You don't want that to happen because I want big time success for these guys, especially in the NFC. But here we are. Here we are. So listen, man, those are a whole lot of transactions happening. I mean, I think I hit on a whole lot of them. That's a lot of transactions happening. Let me see if there's any more that has come through just to make sure, because these things be flying left, right, center. So let's talk about the AFC East, because that's who affect us the most. So Mac Jones, let's go to the Patriots. Mac Jones gone. They're looking to potentially bring in Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley going to, does it make sense? Why would you go there? Like, as a receiver, I have the ability to choose where I want to go. I know the money is everything. The money is important. But who's throwing you the football? Billy Zappi or Bailey Zappi? What is it? Bailey? Bailey Zappi? I don't know, bro. Like, Calvin Ridley, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself, bro. Don't do that to yourself. You don't want that. So we'll see how that plays out. Oh, by the way, didn't the Eagles sign Justin Simmons as well? Didn't they bring in Justin Simmons? What the hell? I forgot about that. I think they brought in Justin Simmons as well. So they got Justin Simmons, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Yo, the Eagles, man. The Eagles were not playing games, bro. The Eagles were not playing games. So shout out to the Eagles, man. Real talk. Shout out to the Eagles. What the hell are the Bears going to do with Justin Fields? That's another thing. Like, what y'all doing, man? What are the listen, I know I'm hopping all over. I wanted to stay in the AFC East, but I'm looking at all the moves that need to be made. It's craziness. So let's go to the Patriots. The Patriots, obviously they got themselves a new head coach. That's going to bring a new flavor to the squad. Bill Belichick gone. So you're going to have yourself a fun time with your new head coach. But they re-signed. They're trying to go that 2 tight end set again. Yo, knock it off, man. You had Aaron Hernandez and you had Gronkowski. That worked. Now they're signing Austin Hooper and they brought in Hunter Henry back for another year. You're gonna go double tight end again, bro? It don't work. It's not gonna work the way you think it's gonna work. You don't got 2 dynamic guys like you did back in the day. Y'all need to cut it out. So Jalen Mills is reportedly leaving the Patriots. He signed a 1-year deal with this NFC team, so he's out. Bro, the Pats are in a rough shape, bro. They're going to be in a rough shape for a long time. And as a fan of a team that was at the pinnacle, was at the top, now you're having to kind of bring yourself back down to reality. And I feel for you guys. I do feel for you guys, man. So Uche coming back, Josh Uche coming back to the squad. But, like, bro, the Pats are in rough shape, man. The Pats are in rough shape. They lost Devontae Parker. Like, who you throwing the ball to out there? Who you throwing the ball to out there, man? Are they ready to draft a quarterback like Bo Nix? Is Bo Nix coming out to the Patriots? Then if Bo Nix is coming out to the Patriots, then okay, I can see that. But you better tell me now what is up. Because I ain't coming over there and then you guys are bullshitting and you got Malik Cunningham throwing me the football. He's not even on the squad anymore, actually. So you got Billy Zappi throwing me the football. Y'all better not piss me off if I'm a Patriots fan, talk about all that bullshit. I'm going to tell you that right now. My man Pierre said, yo, how do Dolphins go from all in to all out in 1 calendar year? Golly. Well, you know what? Let's move on to the Dolphins. All right. So the Patriots really ain't saying much, really. So I can't really spend too much time on the Patriots. So let's go to the Dolphins. The Dolphins, they lost a lot of players. They lost a lot of players, man. They lost a lot of players. Paul Costa says, Rico, you're talking like the Bills have accomplished something. What did they accomplish? Ooh, that's a great question. I'll tell you what they accomplished, Mr. Paul Costa. You trying to be sassy? I'll be sassy right back to you. We were $50 million in the hole. All right? We could be like the Dolphins letting go everybody. Or we can still be, if you look at the roster right now, are we hurting anywhere? Heavy? We got 11 picks in the draft. We are now cap compliant. We've moved some numbers around. The offense hasn't really changed as much. All we have to do is add a couple receivers and Bob's your uncle. We back in that bitch. On the defensive side of the ball, you got Von Miller. We brought back AJ Epinesa. You bring back DaQuan Jones. You got Ed Oliver. Now we just got to add depth. We bring back our 2 linebackers, Terrell Bernard and Matt Milano. You got Kyer Elam that will develop, that should develop. But if he doesn't, we got Rasul Douglas and Christian Bedford. We signed back Taylor Rapp. What are we talking about? What did the Bills do? What you mean? This could have been very disastrous for the Bills. This could have been bad news for the Bills. We could have been the bad news Bills. But we rose up. We rose to the challenge. Brandon Beane pulled up his pants, hiked up his socks, and said, let's work. He had to make some tough moves. Which move, and I'm going to reverse the question now, which move or which transaction did Brandon Beane make that got you like, oh, we shouldn't have done that. I hate you for letting that guy go. Which move are you telling me that you absolutely hate that we let him go? Is it Mitch Morse? Are we really talking about that? Oh, you're probably talking about Gabe Davis. We should have brought Gabe Davis back, right? Which one? Who do you want? Jordan Poyer? Oh, we should have brought Jordan Poyer back. Which one? Ryan Bates, the depth lineman? Which one? Talk to me. Which transaction this year, in the last 3 weeks, are you sitting here going, oh, my heart is tight. Oh, I can't fall. No one. Those moves were necessary. The moves that we made were absolutely necessary, and nobody here is losing sleep. Nobody here is losing sleep. I see somebody brought Trey White into the picture. Be real. Be honest and be real with yourself. Trey White had an ACL injury. It took him almost 2 years to get back to normal. We'll call it a year and a half to get back to himself. He started potentially looking like he was back. And then he tears an Achilles. You want to bring that back? Be real. Be real. Do you want to bring that back? Yeah, I didn't think so. Yo, quit talking the way y'all talking, man. Yo, the moves that were made were necessary. The moves that were made were in position to get us better. Now, had we not brought Daquan Jones back, then I would have been like, ooh, we could have brought that brother back, man. For real, we could have brought that back. You got Von Miller to renegotiate his deal to take a pay cut. You got Dawson Knox to renegotiate to take a pay cut. You bring back Quentin Morris. The old line, you bring Connor McGovern that is versatile as ever, that can go flip over to center. We didn't have to go overpay someone for center. We bring in Connor McGovern that's able to switch over. David Andrews comes in, pop him to the left side. We're back in business. When you lose a center, now you got to freaking shuffle some things around. You got to now go ahead and free agency and overpay someone. Or we got to go into the draft and get a rook. We didn't have to do that. Mr. Costa, are we really upset about the moves that had to be made? No. We could be like the Miami Dolphins. We have to let everybody go. You know what I'm saying? The guy that was the defensive playmaker, the guy, somebody told me to ring my bell. So you know what? I will. Ring that mother effing bell. Let me ring that bell. Let me ring that bell. You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about here, people? What are we talking about here? Come on now. We good around here. We good. By the way, we got 2,500 people watching. Smash that like while you guys are here. Smash that like while you guys are here. For real. Don't play. So Trey White, although we hate that the Achilles injury happened, it sucks. It sucks. David Cooler says, yo, ring that shit, boy. Ring that shit. Ring it loud for me, boy. Listen, man. We had no choice. We had no choice. Like Pierre said, we good on this side. It's unfortunate for Trey. It's unfortunate for Jordan Poyer. It's unfortunate for guys that wanted to come back and aren't able to come back. And you know what? Every last one of these guys potentially had a way to come back. You want to know how you come back? Take less money. You know where we're at in cap space. But this ain't the game. This ain't the game, man. The game is to try to stay afloat, to stay relevant, and stay competitive. You can't tell me that the Bills did not remain competitive at being $50 million in. We were one of the worst cap teams. We were one of the worst. We were one of the worst teams that we were in cap hell. We weren't able to do anything. Shit, we got to get 50 mil. Yo, we're going to have to make some cuts. And the cuts that we made were necessary. I'm going to tell you this, though. I'm going to tell you this. I don't think we have anywhere else to go. We got nowhere else to go. Like, we already restructured. We restructured. We extended Deion Dawkins. Restructured Josh Allen. Like, we ain't got nowhere else to go. Ain't nobody, like, there's nobody that's got big time contracts that we can say, we can touch that one. There's only one player right now that we could touch, and I don't want to touch it. There's only one player on this that we could touch, but I don't want to touch it. Somebody said, yo, answer the question, Rico. What did Drew ask me a question? You think I'm avoiding you, Drew? Let me see what Drew had to ask. Don't you try to call me out like that. He said, yo, Rico, if the Chiefs signed Trey White, how would you feel the chances if the Chiefs signed Trey White, how would you feel the Bills chance? How do I feel the chances would be for the Bills? Pretty much that's what you're asking. Drew, ask me a tougher question than that. Do you think that I'm going to sit here and go, oh, shit, they signed Trey White? Let me tell you something. Just a couple of years back, before the ACL, before the Achilles, Trey White was becoming a liability. He was getting beat, brother. He was getting beat. And if you don't believe me, go back to before he got hurt. It wasn't looking good. This guy was getting beat. He had like 6 big-time play touchdowns on his ass. Hated it. I was like, yo, man, this guy's got to wake up. He's got to wake up. And then, boom, the ACL injury happened. You're like, oh, that hurts. That hurt. But there was moments where he wasn't looking like the guy he was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, he sustained the injuries, but he was coming back. And this is what we loved. He was coming back and looking like old Trey, all pro Trey. And then the Achilles. So if he goes to the Chiefs, bombs away, baby. Bombs away. We going at your ass. Bombs away. That's the way I feel about it. Listen, I ride for my Bills, man. And if you are on the other squad, hey, it's too bad for you. You know what I'm saying? I hate to be you because we gonna get on your ass. I mean, it's bombs away on your ass too. Jordan Poyer, bombs away on your ass. I'm just saying. Is it too much? Am I being too much right now, or is that just right? I think it's just right. I think it's just right. Rico, mad respect. Those moves had to be done. I would love to see us get Cam Kitchens. Cam Kitchens. Why does that sound familiar to me? It sounds very familiar. You know who I do want? If we can try to get this is Curls. Is it Cameron Curl from the safety from the Commanders? I would love to see if we can try to poach that brother onto the squad. Rodman, what's up, man? He goes, Rico, what do you think about the Morrow signing? The Morrow signing is a solid signing. It pretty much replaces what Tyrell Dotson was for us. And Tyrell Dotson obviously is a free agent. He's probably going to sign elsewhere. Did he sign somewhere yet? I can't tell if he did or not, but he will sign elsewhere. Who would have been that veteran replacement? You got a young guy in Dorian Williams. You got a young guy in Bailey Spector. You got a young guy in Terrell Bernard. Right? The only veteran guy you have on the squad at linebacker is Matt Milano. So you had to bring in a veteran guy. And this is where Nicholas Morrow comes in. Not only that, you got veteran ability. He started on multiple teams. I think he played for the Bears, and then he played for the Eagles. And when things got shaken up, he got the green dot. The green dot is a guy that says, you are the man now. You get the guys lined up. You're the one calling plays. All right, here it is. 4-3 over, safety blitz, blah, whatever the bullshit that they're going to call, right? So that's the guy. So you have a guy that's got experience. You got a guy that becomes a solid locker room guy. I'm all in, bro. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot, folks. Let me see what we got here. Laura says, yo, damn, players be loving the Bills. I'm never taking a reduction in salary for my job. No restructure. I mean, listen, that's different now. With the recession going on, let me tell you something, man. Hold on. I gotta give a big shout out to my guy, Josh Richardson. What's up, JR? JR, for those that are wondering, when you see a little wrench next to somebody's name. A, that's my admin, number one. Number two, he's been a subscriber, not a subscriber to the channel, but he's been a member of the Bing Squad for 46 months. Salute to my guy. I got to give big love. I got to ring that bell for my guy, Josh Rizzo. Yo, what up, Rico? Are you doing the 3-day draft stream like last year? You mother effing right I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm going to tell you this. So I got to take, I think they're going to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I got to take the Friday off. I got to time this right because Lord knows these bills, I say for work, I save a lot of my personal time. I don't use personal time. If I get sick, I'm gargling salt water. I'm saline. I'm doing all that stuff so I can get right. And I use which is very sad, if you will. I use my time off for primetime games. And I'm kind of sick and tired of these bills having so many damn primetime games because I'm having to burn all my personal time. So I got a few days left. I think I got 4 more days left until we roll over in July. So I gotta time my moments right. So I got one day I gotta give. Actually, I may not even have to take any time off for the draft on Friday. So we good for that. So yeah, you're gonna see me. You're gonna see me, bro. You're gonna see me. We gonna be rolling. We definitely gonna be rolling. So let me ask you guys in the chat, when you're looking at what the Bills have done so far. My man Pierre says, yo, Rico's in his bag, but now he back to capping. I'd be low-key pissed if Trey picked KC. I wouldn't give 2 shits if he picked KC. Why would I be upset if Trey White chose to go to Kansas City? Just so he can get bombed by Josh Allen? What? Come on now. Nah, man. There are certain players. Let me just think of a player that if this player decided to had an option to come back to Buffalo, but he chose another team, then you're dead to me. So let's just say Stephon Diggs, or if you request a trade. So you request a trade. So Stephon Diggs requests a trade, and he decides to go to Patriots, Dolphins, Cowboys, Kansas City Chiefs, the Jets. You're dead to me. You're dead to me. I love Stephon Diggs, but as much as I love him, I can hate his ass right off the next bat. You're dead to me. You know what I'm saying? If you were to do that, if I'm trying to let's not use somebody like Stephon Diggs. Let's do someone more like who do we have that's beloved? We love on the squad. Deion Dawkins. Ooh, we love Deion Dawkins, right? And we know Deion Dawkins is Buffalo for life. But let's just say Deion was like, yo, I want more money. And if you don't give me more money, trade me. Because I think I deserve it. And I'm that guy. And he was like, and then, I don't know, we decided we would never trade him within the division. And we never trade him to a competitor. But let's just say he pulled that stunt where he's holding out. And I don't want to play for y'all. I ain't putting on no jersey, you know what I'm saying, without him. We had to cut him. And he goes to a team. Oh, you dead to me. You're dead to me. That's exactly how I feel. So that being said, if Trey picked KC, yo, Josh, bomb his ass. That's exactly what I feel. Bomb his ass. That's exactly how I feel. I would not lose a wink of sleep. That's real talk. I would not. I would definitely not. So if you guys are going to grade, if you're going to grade this offseason thus far, what are we grading this team? What's Trey going to do? Be their water boy? Pretty much. That's exactly what he's going to be. Talk to him, Bobby. So if we're going to grade this offseason thus far, it's very early. It's absolutely early. We know it's early. But if you're grading this team, damn. I did not expect this, by the way. Daniel and Paul were like, yo, grade these motherfuckers a D. Amir says, give them a B. B minus. B for Kim. I honestly didn't expect this. Okay, C minus. So are we grading this? Are we grading the Bills because we haven't made splashes? Is that why? Give me your reasoning behind your B. It doesn't have to be big. Just give me a small reasoning behind it. Because I feel a lot of you guys are giving these grades. I'm just going to click everything that I see here. A lot of these grades are coming up. I feel is because We didn't sign anybody big. Look at the Eagles. Look at the Texans. I know you guys don't sound like that, but I need to make you sound like you're whining because that's what it. I think some people are feeling this way, right? Look at all the teams making moves. Look at the Texans, fam. Lest I remind you, we were $50 million in the hole. We probably had no business signing anyone. This was going to be an offseason of trying to maintain, trying to, you know what I'm saying, trying to trim the fat wherever we can. And that we did. That we absolutely did. So people looking for names, not football players. I'm telling you, Alpha Rob, they want big names. Woo, the big splash. Just last year, I'm going to tell you right now, 2 years ago, before we brought Von Miller, I think I asked the same question. Yo, how do you guys feel? Because coach was like, we ain't making no splashes. So don't look for us to make no splash. We ain't going to be splashy. Yo, don't even look this way. All of a sudden, Von Miller, boom. But before that, we were like, yo, this team is a D to C. All of a sudden, we got Von Miller, A+, Brandon Beane back at it again. Woo! You guys were losing it because you thought Brandon Beane was that dude until you saw the contract. And you're like, golly, 120 mil, Brandon Beane? No. You tripping, bro. What you talking about? What you talking about, Brandon Beane? And now look at y'all. Y'all are giving the team a D, C-, a C. Yo, I need you guys to do me a favor. Go hit my poll right now. I got a Twitter poll going on, an X poll, whatever you want to call it, going on right now on my Twitter. And I want you guys to sound off because right now, I'm gonna show you guys. Actually, I'm gonna just show you right now, bro. I'm gonna just show you right now. Because I was actually surprised at what was going on. And by the way, for those that have Twitter on your mobile, if you guys still have the white background, shame on you. It's all about going dark, the dark background. You got to. Having the white background. Look, I'm about to share my screen here. And having that background is just killing me. So let me share you my screen here. Share my screen to you folks, to fine people of the Buffalo stream here. So can you guys see this properly? Perfect. So look at that. So I looked at the who's gone and who's remained and who's still on the squad. And I asked a simple question. It's very early, but what grade are you giving Brandon Beane and his Bills offseason transactions thus far? Look at this. We're at 55.3% is a B, and there's 629 votes. Let's get up to 1,000 votes, folks. We got 13 hours left. Let's get up to 5. Let's get up to 1,000 votes. We got 16.9% saying it's an A, 21% saying it's a C, and at 6.8% saying it's a D. In my humble opinion, knowing what we have gone through, knowing what we need to do, this is a solid B-. B- based on what Brandon Beane had to do to move things around. And we've got ourselves cap compliant now. Right? And you know what? Richard Forbes said it, man. We made our bed. Now we got to lay in it. And guess what? Before we made the bed was trash. We had crumbs in it. We had old food that was in that bitch. I don't know. I mean, I don't like anything being eaten upstairs or eaten in the bedroom is crazy. Bringing popcorn. There's only one thing that should be eaten in the bedroom. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Anything else? No mas. So we had garbage in our bed. Brandon Beane had to shake the bed, replace the sheets, put some new sheets on that. And now it's comfortable enough that we could lay in the bed and we straight. We don't got no stress because we're cap compliant. Bro, you could be the Saints right now. You could be who else is over cap right now and still making signings. I still got to make some moves. I can't remember what team it was, but one team was still making signings and they're still over cap. Crazy. So at the end of the day, it's one of those situations where we made the bed, we got to lay in it, but we're laying in it comfortably now. So now it really is a matter of hitting on the draft. That's what it comes down to. My man Namdi says, yo, I'm going to give this grade a B. He says, I agree. Hard decisions were made and good re-signings. And you know what? B- to me is is apropos. I think B- is the right fit. It's not a C. I think they're better than a C. I think the fact that we were able to get out of all the nonsense, we had to fix some certain things, give contracts to certain people, release some people. I mean, tough decisions had to be made, but they were made. So, and here we are. I mean, shoot, we've saved $8 million with Mitch Morse. We saved another, what was it, 10 mil with Poyer. I can't remember how much we saved with Poyer. We saved money with Poyer. Then we freaking released Ryan Bates. We saved 4 mil over there. Then Naeem Hines, another 4.5 mil. Deontay Hardy, another 4 mil. Bro, we saved some money, bro. We had some moves to make. We saved some money, and now we are cap compliant. And that's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. So that being said, folks, there's my guy Walter. Walter, we haven't really butt heads today. What's going on, man? We usually butt heads. Let's see if we're gonna butt heads now. Being cap compliant is a requirement, not something to praise. Here we go. I knew Walter was gonna come for me. If we're basing things purely off the ability of moving money to get compliant, the Saints, then the Saints is A+ every year. But what did the Saints? Wait, hold on. You can't just make that comment and then walk away. No. Come back to the table, Mr. Walter. We become cap compliant, but still competitive. Where the F were the Saints last year, and the year after that, and the year before that? What the hell were they doing? Absolutely nothing. At least we make necessary moves in order for us to at least contend to try to make the Super Bowl. Can the Saints say they were doing the same? Heck no, they weren't. He says, I'm still here. I ain't going nowhere. So yeah, bring your ass back to the table, because at least, yes, you're right. It's league requirement to become cap compliant, but not all teams do it well. And I think that's the big point. The big point I'm trying to make here. We became cap compliant because we made the necessary moves to remain relevant, competitive, in order to be able to push to make a push for the playoffs, and not only the Super Bowl. And if you look at this roster right now, we can still make noise. So we just got to hit that draft and hit it hard. And this is where we're going to be watching Brandon Beane very closely. Very closely. It is necessary. We've got to hit on this draft. We got 11 picks. Whether we make all 11 picks, that's a whole other ballgame. That's a whole nother ballgame. What's Walter saying? Walter says competitive is low bar with Josh Allen, man. Hey, man, however you want to call it. Competitive, pushing for it, you know what I'm saying? Or one of the league's best, because if you look at it, are the Saints one of the league's best? No. Are the Bills one of the league's best? Yes. It should be that simple. You brought the Saints into it. I didn't. I'm just you lobbed it to me. I just knocked it out the park, bro. I'm sorry. That was the easy one. Usually you come with a little more heat for me, but maybe you're softening up, or maybe I'm softening you up. I don't know. One or the other, Walter. One or the other. But that's my guy, Walter. He always brings the heat to me. You the man. Thanks for all the hard work you do. I appreciate that. I think it's Cooley. I appreciate that, Cooley. Appreciate that very much. Listen, folks, I'm pushing Z-Bot numbers right now. I'm doing almost 2 hours, 3 hour pods. I don't know how that brother does it. Z-Bot, if the news keeps coming, this guy could do a 4-hour podcast easy. I'm impressed by that. I'm totally impressed by that. But you know what? Let's keep it rolling. So you've given the grades to the teams, to the Bills. You gave them a B. So if you guys were to tell me which team has won free agency so far, which two teams? Give me two teams that have run free agency so far. Z-Bot is a bot. I tell you, man, Z-Bot is a robot. This boy can just keep going and going and going, and this brother doesn't stop. You have to, his wife must tell him, hey, excuse me, sir, you have a fiance here, so come handle her. Ma'am. All right, boys, I'm out of here. That's my guy. But if who won free agency? Who would you say won free agency and who lost free agency? I guess we can talk about the winners and losers of free agency. I guess that's the best way to put it. Winners and losers of free agency. Do we have winners and losers? Talk to me now. I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now. Losers right now, the Miami Dolphins. They're absolutely not. I mean, they've made some signings, but they've lost a lot of people, man. The line is destroyed. The O line is destroyed. The D line needs to be better. I know they got some linebackers in there, Shaq Bear coming through, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Bobby Ray, what's up, Bobby? He says, yo, keep in mind the cost of the Bills are fourth to move up only 2 spots to get Kincaid. Gonna be tough to move up a good amount without a third. Ooh, you're right about that, brother, because we don't got a third round. I forgot that we do not have a third round pick. I forgot. So you are right. Let me see if I can open my Instagram from here. Can I do that? Yes, I can. So, that's a good point, Bob, because we don't got a third. I keep forgetting that we don't have a third round pick. We got multiple fourths, multiple fifths, multiple sixths. But we ain't got that thing. So let me head over to the Buffalo Fanatics Instagram page. If you guys have not followed the Buffalo Fanatics Instagram page, folks, wake your asses up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Because y'all need to wake up, because that is the place to be when looking at updates and things that you need to know. Bobby Ray has got that thing locked down. One of the most crisp, cleanest Instagram pages, sports pages on IG. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So Simmons to Buffalo, and it's an A+. I think Simmons went to the Eagles. Unless I'm wrong, unless that was somebody bullshitting. I think somebody was bullshitting. I think that was wrong. So if I told you guys that, disregard what I said. I think Trish got me. Trish probably put some bullshit out there and said Simmons went to the Eagles. So he's probably still available right now. So Namdi says the Ravens are winners. Are the Ravens winners to getting I mean, I guess you can call the Ravens are winners. Steelers are winners. I like that the Steelers, they got themselves a quarterback. They got themselves a middle linebacker. So I think they've done well so far. I mean, it's early. There's still a lot of meat on the bone, if you will. The Ravens won free agency. I like that. I see what's going on here. Denver paid Russ to leave, and the Steelers took him for freaking, what did he get paid? I think 1.2 mil. He took a freaking nasty deal. Texans winners or losers? Let's talk to me. Graham Walker, Jags and Finns. Jags win, Finns lose. You think the Jaguars had yeah, the Jaguars did pretty good. They got themselves a center. They got themselves a good receiver in Gabe Davis. I think they did all right. Folks. Let's see what we got here. YouTube says my stream started an hour ago. I don't know. YouTube be weird like that. Boys. All right, so let me show you guys a little something, folks. Let me show you my the IG page real quick, so you guys can see how clean this bitch is, right? So, shout out to my man Bobby. If you guys can see what this looks like, let me share what I'm looking at. Can y'all see it? Perfect. Look how clean that is, man. Ugh. Anyway, so let me move my picture up, because I think I'm too far up. So I'm gonna slide myself to the side here. Is that better for you guys? No, you don't like that. Let me see if I can get you guys better. Nope. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, I'll do that. This is the best way for me to explain it. So look at this, folks. So this is what we're looking at. This is what we're looking at playing here. All right. 28th pick. Who knows what we're gonna do with that? Then we got a second round pick at the 60 pick. Those 2 picks are so crucial. So crucial. Now, real question is, do we trade out of the first round pick and say F it and acquire more picks for second day? So multiple second round picks. Maybe we get a second and multiple second rounds and a third, right? So many things can happen, right? Do we make that happen? That's the question. So we got how many picks? We got 2 4th round picks. Obviously, we got our comp pick via losing, was it Trey Edmonds that we lost? I forgot who we lost for us to get that comp pick. Then we have 3 5th round picks. The 143rd pick from Chicago, 159 from Green Bay, and 162. So we're picking back to back to back. That's pretty close, especially between the 59th and 162. And let me remind you, man, We picked up an all-pro linebacker in Matt Milano in the 5th. I mean, that's big time. So then 6th, the 198th from the Rams. Then we got another 6th pick at 202 from Dallas. And then we got a third 6th pick at 206, and then the 7th pick. We got 11 picks. Do you trade out? Are we trading out of this one? This one's a tough one, folks. This one is a tough one. I don't know. That kind of got me wondering, what does Brandon Beane and these boys do? Is that 28th pick worth it enough for us to make something happen? Really and truly, we need a receiver. Brian Thomas Jr., Leggett, is it Leggett? Right? Odonze. Like, there are some receivers that could be had late. Could they fall to the 2nd? Question is, if we're trading out of the 1st, it better be an early 2nd. We can't take a middle of the round 2nd or late 2nd. If you're trading out of the 1st, it better be with a team that's picking early 2nd round that want to jump back into the 1st. This is why this is cool. So Bill I am says first round we got to go to receiver, 2nd round we got to go defensive tackle. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. Robin says, we need to parlay our picks to Minnesota for Justin Jefferson like we did with Diggs. Could you imagine having Diggs and Jefferson on the same team? That would be something. That would be absolutely something. So this gives Bills Mafia something to think about. All right. Free agency is only going to start cooking even more with the Bills, because the Bills don't start cooking until, later on. When everything, the dust has settled, that's when they start picking away at certain things. But the problem is there's not a whole lot of money that we have left. So we've touched every contract that we could. There aren't any more contracts that we can touch, if you think about it. I mean, who else do we need to I'm about to pull up the Bills right now and see who the hell else that we can touch, because I don't know if there's anybody else that we can touch, that we can afford touching. Let me share my screen once again. All right. So, by the way, shout out to those that have helped get me this new laptop, because I'll tell you right now, I could not do the things I'm doing right now with my old laptop. It frig on me. It would just stop working. It was just a big old hot mess. I was looking like a trash bag. So, let's open it up to the spot track, and let me show you what's happening. You guys see the screen? Cool. So we've already touched Josh Allen. Let's manage the roster. All right, let's go over and manage the roster. So we've already touched Josh Allen. Stephon Diggs is one that we can. So right now we are cap space. We're just shy. So right now this is what they have us at. Minus $726,000. So we're just shy. I thought we were in the plus, but we're not. But this is peanuts. This is just somebody that we just restructure and call it a day. We'll be over. So the hard part is done. So looking at this roster, who can you move? Who do you want to? I mean, we just did Ed Oliver. We got to do nothing. Teron Johnson, we just did not too long ago, but that's one guy we could touch if we wanted to. Do we restructure Matt Milano? Are we confident enough in Matt Milano at 29 years of age? Do we restructure that guy? I don't think so. I ain't touching that. Now, I know Dawson Knox said he was going to restructure his contract. We haven't seen any numbers yet. So maybe that hasn't reflected just yet. So Dawson Knox is clearly one contract that's going to reflect and that's going to bring us over the top. Tre'Davious White is already gone. I don't know why they still have him there, but that's fine. The post-June cuts haven't happened. So, the league year hasn't begun yet officially, because this is tampering period. So once those things come into play, that's when you'll start to see things happen. So right now, as of right now, we already re-signed AJ Epinesa. So I know we're in the positive. This is not accurate yet. So where else can we go? There's not many other places that we could touch. We just restructured this brother right here. We've just restructured his contract. Tyler Bass, maybe we could touch his. Right? Ed Oliver, we just did his. We're not going to touch his anymore. Matt Milano, that's potential one that we could touch. I don't know if they're willing to do that. 29 years old. He's already coming off a major injury. We might need to chill and see if he comes back to form. You got Von Miller. We already touched Von Miller. Tre'Davious White's not on the team anymore. Deion Dawkins, we just renegotiated his contract, restructured him, and extended him. This guy is the only guy that we could probably touch. And we're probably not going to. So other than those guys that we've already touched and made things, there's nothing else to touch. Cam Lewis, we did his contract and we just brought back DaQuan Jones. Bro, we ain't got nothing unless we start releasing more people. Bro, that's where we're at. Unfortunately, we're very, very, very much cash strapped. We're cash strapped, bro. Like, that's it. The Bills cafeteria is going to be serving bologna sandwiches. I'm telling you, man, we ain't got no turkey burgers, bro. Turkey burgers are off the menu. There's bologna sandwiches and peanut butter sandwiches. That's it, bro. That's it. That's it. I mean, if we're going to touch someone's contract, it'd be Matt Milano. But do you want to touch Matt Milano's contract? That means you're pushing money down the line. You don't know how healthy he's going to stay and be. You love what he brings to the team, but how can you? Is he trustworthy? Is he trustworthy? And that's when you don't know. It's up in the air. It's up in the air. So Teron Johnson, maybe, but we just gave this guy a contract. So we'll see. Let's wait till the league year officially starts, where things start to money starts to get put in place, and then we'll know exactly what we have in the bank. So we'll see. So that being said, folks, that's it for me. That's it for me. Listen, I thought this was a great show. I hope you guys appreciate it. We got 2,500 people watching right now. 22 from X. We got 266 watching from the YouTube channel, and then we roll from there. We roll from there. So, folks, that's it, man. I mean, there's nothing else for us to kind of spit out. We good where we're at. Now it's just a matter of letting the chips fall where they may. We made all the difficult changes. We've already made them. Now it's just a matter of, all right, let's see what's up next. I mean, right now the focus really should be the draft. Let's focus on the draft, and let's try to get something going. And my man Bobby said, "Yo, shout out 2K on X, bro." But they always tell me, "Yo, go on Twitter and just do live on Twitter." I say, "Fuck Twitter, man. I don't want to do Twitter." Well, I mean, Twitter, I get they do numbers, I guess. So salute to the Twitter folk watching right now. Hit that retweet. You know what I mean? Hit that retweet, hit that heart, all that good stuff, and get that thing popping right now. My man Namdi said, "Yo, it's a B-. Now go up from it, and it can only go up from here." You're right about that. It can only go up from here. So that's where we're at, man. So you guys already know what time it is, man. If there's breaking news, if something's going to go down, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's either gonna be me because I'm off for the whole week. So I mean, I have the liberty of just jumping on and getting on there, but it might be Z-Bot. So it might be myself, it might be Z-Bot, and then we'll get things cracking. I tried to hit my boy Carl Jones, but I don't think I hit him in time. My bad, man. I didn't check my Twitter in time, so I'm gonna have to promise him to come on the show with me another time. But it is what it is. And he only hit me up 2 minutes later. Shame on me. Shame on me, Carl. My bad, man. If I known, I would have brought you on. We would have talked all about this, but I'm sure there's going to be a couple more moves for us to discuss and get to it. So I'm going to just scroll onto my Twitter just to make sure that I didn't miss anything. If any big transactions have happened. If they have not, I'm sure that you guys would have told me something. The Bengals want DJ Reader back, but if we can get DJ Reader, ooh, that would be good depth piece. DJ Reader is a problem, bro. He's a problem. All right, folks. I mean, listen, man. The Panthers announced to deal with Amir Smith-Marset. Cool. Good for you. All right, man. That's it. Great stream. I appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning in. Smash that like before we get out of here. And it's gonna have nightmares about looking at the spot track. Man, nightmares every day. You looking at the numbers, you trying to figure things out. You're like, yo, what's this mean? And what's that? It's all going to work out in the wash at the end of the day. And then we'll know what goes down. So if you guys enjoyed this stream, do me a favor and do the Buffalo Fanatics a favor. Smash that like, subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed to the channel. If you are on X, follow your boy, hit that follow, and we go from there, man. And if you follow me on the Bleacher Report, and if you're not following me on the Bleacher Report, download the app. Go ahead and follow your boy. They're giving me streams left, right, center. I'm trying to hold on. I did a stream for the Commanders, talking about Austin Eckler going to the Commanders. And you know me, I love my running back, so that was easy peasy for me. So that being said, go Bills. And I hope we stomp all over the Patriots. We stomp all over the Jets, especially the Jets. We stomp all over Jordan Poyer and the Dolphins. And then we keep it pushing. So until next time, folks, I appreciate y'all. And we'll catch you guys on the next stream. It could be tomorrow with a big splash. Highly doubtful, but you just never know. You never know with Brandon Beane and the Buffalo Bills. So until next time, it's your boy Rico. It's the Buffalo Fanatics. It's the Rico Report. And we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.